Hi, I'm Phil D'Agostino, your guide to naked thinking. In the last two videos, we have talked about what naked thinking is and what I mean by the application of cognitive behavioral principles. In naked thinking, I show you how to use those principles to tame your emotions, focus your thinking, and make better decisions, decisions that you'll never regret. So let's take now what I mean by taming your emotions. One of the great issues that we have with a lot of people is that they elevate emotions as being the be-all and the end-all of being human. It is not. A lot of people, a lot of things, animals, etc., they can feel stuff. But you know what humans do that nobody else, nothing else can? We can critically evaluate. We can critically think. We can plan. We even know ourselves. Other animals don't really know themselves. In many ways, that's a blessing and it's a curse at the same time, because we also know, for example, when it is we're getting ill and when it is our time may be up. This is one of those things that we have that other animals do not have. So it isn't about feelings that make us human, because a lot of things can feel. I mean, I have two great dogs. You probably have pets. They feel. Their thinking isn't quite like yours or mine, though. They cannot map out what they're going to do 5 years from now and then put a plan into action and then execute that plan. But you can. I can. In fact, that is one of the most distinguishing characteristics of a human being and any other animal on the planet. So what we want to do is to ask ourselves, why is emotions that important? Well, the easy answer is without them, what's the bother in living at all? If you don't feel, if you don't have joy, and you can't really experience full joy if you don't know what sadness and pain and suffering is as well. So you have this range of emotions that make life worth living, and that's great. But sometimes what happens is those emotions come in, I don't know, they kind of take you over and have you doing all kinds of things that you really don't want to do. Now, where do they come from? First thing we want to understand is that emotions, like everything else about you, is a matter of chemistry. What is going on? I fully explain this in the book, Naked Thinking, but just a little taste. Chemistry makes everything happen in you. As a matter of fact, you are chemistry. Your skin is a matter of chemicals, and your hair is different chemicals put together and doing different things. And then all those nerves that are made of chemicals, and all the things that go from one nerve to the other that give you thought are chemicals. That's really key right there. All the chemicals that go from one nerve to the other that gives you thinking is changed with emotion, or can be. Now, in the event that you have a strong emotion and those things change, that is to say those chemicals change, and it changes the way that you think, you may say or do things that later you wish you hadn't. When I say tame your emotions, what I literally mean is to become so self-aware that when it becomes important for you to make a good decision, that you find a way to get rid of the emotional upheaval and calm yourself and think through and actually go through the critical thinking. Now notice, I'm not saying emotions are bad. I'm not saying that being emotional is a bad thing. I mean, there are times in a person's life when pure joy and happiness and emotional outpouring is a great thing. However, we're not talking about that. We're talking about when decisions need to be made, when it's time for you to consider and judge what it is that's about to happen or who it is you're about to deal with. And that one's a very important one, who you're going to deal with. It is a great idea to take those emotions, which are not bad, but influencing you at this particular point. Take them, put them over here, focus on the rational, that is to say, the reality-based thinking about what you see, making good judgments, making a plan of action, executing that plan, and then looking at the results of the execution and evaluating that moving forward. All of that happens if you learn how to tame those emotions, and that's what I mean.